This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Went from an extreme level, which is the highest, right down to the lowest.
Tillamook County, pretty excited today. They're seeing a ray of light at the end of the COVID tunnel as those risk levels are dropping, meaning restaurants can start having indoor dining again.
Also, it's a question that we've gotten from several of you. Can you take over-the-counter meds when you get the COVID vaccine? We'll explain in your 3 Things to Know.
And we'll also meet this mom of 4 young kids who will be the first to tell you that the struggles of distance learning are real. She deals with them every day after working her full-time job on the graveyard shift. So her story is coming up in 15 minutes. In fact, gang, let's start this hour with a simple message to all the parents, all the teachers, all the students dealing with those struggles of distance learning. You made it to Friday. You made it to another Friday, my friends.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Good morning to you on this Friday. What's the forecast looking like for us?
Nice quiet day today. I don't think we're going to see any sun. And by the way, there are still some showers just kind of bumping along the Cascades. Troutdale's actually reported some light showers in the last hour. Otherwise, we are dry, cloudy skies, a few fog pockets, freezing in Forest Grove, but most of us are closer to 40 as you come into Portland. Salem is at 39. So light winds, cloudy skies, mid 40s at noon, 47 for a high, evening showers still expected. I was gonna sign off like I was doing radio. But I'll just say, I'm done. Back to you.
Force of habit, right? All right,
Radio Rod.
Thank you so much. Okay, topping your news at 5 this morning, the Oregon Health Authority has abruptly decided this week to stop releasing details about each person who died with COVID. The state says the process of tracking down each death certificate was too much work.
Kristen Severance is following the story for us. So she talked to some seniors about it, and they basically told Kristen that they think this decision has everything to do with seniors being pushed back in the vaccine line.
Since March, the Oregon Health Authority has released a lot of information about each COVID death. Governor Brown had told them to, in the spirit of transparency. So for all this time, we've been able to report a person's age, county, location of death, date when they tested positive for COVID, the date when they died, and if they had underlying conditions. Now that's changing. So an age range will be listed, but not the person's gender, where they lived, when they tested positive, when they died, and if they had underlying conditions. The Oregon Health Authority told me verifying each death certificate and providing detailed information for each person was too much work for their epidemiologist, and that the dashboard will still give an accurate look at the data. Seniors told me this is not right.
So it just appears that they're covering up because we are one of the few states who is not vaccinating people over 65 right now.
We still have a lot of questions about this. I'm sure you do too. Send them to me. Just use the email. Call Kristen at kgw.com.
Let's get to 3 things to know about COVID right now. Number 1, Peace Health in Vancouver is reminding people they will contact you when it's time to get your shot. Demand for the COVID vaccine is so high in Washington, there aren't enough doses. Right now, Peace Health is focusing on securing second doses for people who've already been vaccinated. Number 2, new research shows over-the-counter pain meds could reduce the effectiveness of the COVID vaccine. Doctors say you should avoid taking anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin, ibuprofen, and Tylenol before you get the shot, but it's okay to take them after to help reduce any side effects. And number 3, the biotech firm Novavax says its COVID vaccine candidate is more than 89% effective. It ran a trial in Britain, including 15,000 people ages 18 to 84. The vaccine is also 85% effective against the UK variant. If approved, Britain will get the first 60 million doses. And those are 3 things to know about COVID right now.
When it comes to vaccine priority in Oregon, recommendations for who gets to go next in line will now head to the governor's desk. Oregon's vaccine committee approved its final list yesterday. So here we go. The next group in line will include all of the following people. People under 65 who have underlying conditions, frontline workers, although that category wasn't clearly defined, people in custody, and people in low income and senior housing. This group includes more than 1 million Oregonians. But we should also keep in mind, this is important, all those people still fall behind healthcare workers, seniors, and teachers. The list will continue with people living in multi-generational homes, and then comes the rest of us, the general public. So we're going to take a look right now at Oregon's overall vaccine count. So far, almost 300,000 people have gotten at least their first dose. Some of them have also gotten their second dose, so that works out to a little more than 7% of the state's total population. This also means the state has only used about half of the vaccine supply. Oregon has received more than 600,000 doses. We've been tracking this. We found out the vaccination rates have been steadily going up, about 3% every day this entire week. And in Washington, Nina, Governor Jay Inslee got to take a look at the new drive-through clinic that's happening at the Clark County Fairgrounds.
Right, it started Monday, and he seemed impressed with its efficiency. He also acknowledged there is nowhere near enough vaccine available to meet the needs of everyone in 1A or 1B who's eligible. The governor also said new rules that could require proof of residency or employment in Washington will make it harder for Oregonians to cross the border to try and get a shot.
We did send a message to our friends in Oregon that we want them to do their vaccination work in Oregon. I'm confident that that's going to work. So I really don't think this is going to be a problem now that we've made clear what the policy is.
Inslee says the state expects an increase in vaccine delivery starting next week. If you'd like more information about vaccines, you can just text the word vaccine to 503-226-5088. That'll text you back a link to our most current online coverage that answers a lot of your questions. You can also use that text line to send us your own specific vaccine questions.
Big news on the Oregon coast. Starting today, Tillamook County is swinging from extreme risk all the way down to the lowest risk level for COVID restrictions. And that means restaurants in Tillamook County will be allowed to serve customers indoors again. We talked to the general manager of Garibaldi's Hook, Line and Sinker. He is really excited to welcome back guests after weeks of just takeout and delivery. Now, even though his restaurant will only be half full, he says that's better than nothing.
I just wish everybody, all the businesses down here, good luck in opening, and we wish that we can stay open this time.
For now, Tillamook is the only county on the North Coast at that lower risk level. Business owners say if you're planning to visit, continue social distancing and wearing a mask so the county can stay safe.
Well, the new guidelines also allow movie theaters to reopen starting today, but a lot of those theaters say financially it's just not worth it still. Counties in the extreme risk category were given the green light to open, but here's the catch. They can only seat 6 people at a time. So we contacted several theaters to ask about their plans. Owners of Portland's Clinton Street Theater and Joy Cinema and Tigard said they're not going to open right away.
We're only allowing 6 people who are used to paying, $5 to $8 for a ticket. It doesn't add up to have to pay the distributor $250. It just doesn't. So
it feels a little bit like someone from the state thinks they're doing us a big favor. It's like, well, this doesn't help.
We also heard from McMinimans, which has a lot of theaters in the area. They say they will not be opening their venues today. They say it's because the new guidelines don't allow for indoor food and drink.
During the pandemic, people need help more than ever. But Hands On Greater Portland saw a 70% decrease in volunteers compared to this time last year. So they're changing the game and recruiting volunteers virtually and giving out projects you can do from a distance.
From meal making to sewing blankets for newborns, cleaning books, that sort of thing.
So volunteers can pick up books from here to clean and repair and then bring back to us, or they can have books that they plan to donate themselves and repair at home and then bring them in to donate as well.
It's a great idea. So if you'd like to get involved, you can find volunteer opportunities and search for local nonprofits at handsonportland.org.
One more COVID-related reopening, this dealing with the Oregon Coast Aquarium in Newport. So it's back open this week, and in fact, it opens again tomorrow. It's been closed since December 18th because of those COVID restrictions. They say you can buy tickets for the aquarium at their website or at the gate, but they also say definitely bring your mask. You need your mask to get inside. All right, Rod Hill, I'm going to take this opportunity as you begin your weather forecast to run to my car because I was running around frantically in the newsroom wondering who took my suit jacket. And then I realized I don't think I ever brought it up into the newsroom for my car. So you get to the forecast, I'm getting my jacket.
Wait a minute, Drew. You know, when we started the show, I went, Drew's not wearing a tie. It's Casual Friday. And then I went, Drew's not even wearing a jacket. Here's our storm front for the weekend. It's offshore, but that's what's coming. And the best way to sum up the weekend, just rain at times. Here's a look at where we are right now. We talked earlier. There are some light showers bumping up against the Cascades. Snow levels around 3,000 feet. Also some light showers crossing 84 all the way out toward the Idaho border. So for the weekend, we're mainly dry in Portland today until this evening. Then we have showers coming in, 15/100ths of an inch. Tomorrow, rain at times, maybe 3/10 of an inch during the day. And then the wetter of the 2 days, absolutely Sunday. This could be steady rain much of the time and looking for 55/100ths of an inch, maybe more. Those weekend totals, by the way, Sunday's the 31st of January, will put us over 7 inches for the month, which is more than 2 inches above normal for the month. Been a really wet month, which of course overall has been good news. All right, here we are. Futurecast tonight, 7 o'clock, shows a shower chance inland, but most of the action just starting to push inland. And then we have showers overnight. Here we are, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notice tomorrow's not rain all the time. If anything, in the afternoon, this shows the rain picking up more so than what we will see during the morning hours. Quick look at your numbers. Astoria, good morning. You are chilly, 29 degrees. PDX is at 40. Here's our 7-day forecast. 47 today, mainly dry until this evening. Around 50 both days this weekend. And then the storm system actually pushes through on Monday, and then that tapers off rain activity going into Tuesday. That's your forecast for now.
Thank you, Rod.
Yes.
Okay, we have a little traffic update for you this morning over in Hillsboro. 2 cars crashed on TV Highway late last night and closed the lanes for several hours. The highway is back open this morning, but police have told us that 1 person died. Another person is in the hospital, but they should be okay. Officers say it appears one of those drivers was speeding.
Sometimes I'm in 4 rooms, just kind of going. You know, trying to help my kids stay engaged.
Oh man, I have hard enough time with just 1 at home, but helping your kids with distance learning is a real struggle. And for single parents, working and helping your child in class, it is overwhelming. Coming up, we're going to meet a single mom who describes the never-ending days she lives through as she just tries to get it all done during the pandemic. And with the GameStop stonk market story that's dominating the news this week, we're going to explain what all the terms being thrown around actually mean.
But first this morning, we do have some breaking news just in. Johnson & Johnson says its vaccine appears to be 66% effective against coronavirus. The vaccine is only 1 shot compared to Moderna and Pfizer, which are 2. Johnson & Johnson will work to get emergency use authorization by the end of February. It would be the 3rd vaccine available here in the U.S. We're back in 3 minutes with more of your headlines.